And we're back again for our next day of painting. So this guy is fully dry by now. Again, pretty much all we did was paint him blue, silver his weapon, and put brown all over the ground. And today we're going to be adding some toning. Which, let me just grab that. Some strong tone. Adding some highlights. Now, ideally, we should just be able to dry brush these highlights on. Which is just a little bit of blue and some white. And yeah, then he's pretty much done. This should be relatively short. Now, I also cleaned my brush. It's still got a slight tint of blue, but hey, I think the brush cleaner comes out pretty good. Paint is still wet from the palette the other day, but the brown doesn't look good. I'll probably put a fresh bit of blue with the white. But another thing I did was I did prime some other miniatures. Now, these guys I just primed in basic black. Now, in case you're wondering who these guys are, I'll show you a picture of them in a minute. I've got 5 miniatures painted. Well, again, these ones are just primed with Army Painter's black. But I think the primer goes on very well. But I'll show you a better picture. We got these 2 primed, who are apparently Nail and Zelin. We also have Adolin and Vire. Those 2 primed. And Wit. Those are the 5 I painted this time. Sorry if my light's reflecting into it. Now, I painted all those guys or primed them all black because they're all very dark colored. It would make the painting parts easy, mostly coloring their weapons, coloring their skin tone, and adding a few details here and there. But that's a future project. We still have to finish painting, or start painting, her and him. And still, we gotta top up Kaladin, but that's a job for another day. We just want something simple and easy, so we're gonna do this one. Oop, I forgot to get some water. I can fix that really quick. So yeah, again, we're just going to throw some toner all over them and try our hand on dry brushing. Dry brushing should just be a dry brush. Take off all the extra paint until there's just a very little, and then you just lightly go over. The raised areas will pick up the paint. The recessed or lower areas won't. This brush might be a little big for that. I'll probably just stick with that one. Clean that brush up from last time because it still has the soap on it because it conditions it. Yep, bristles nice and straight now. Off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That should be enough. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 will do. I don't think we'll need much more than that. Now, one thing I do want to check. You know what? Yeah, I'll stick with the brush I was going to use. And again, we just slather that all over them. Okay. Tone is a very kind of watery type of material. The idea is it's gonna flow into the cracks and the crevices and darken them. Well, the areas that are not his sword, for instance, it'll kind of just flow past it. So I don't want these areas getting super dark, but this area around the bottom of them, like around this plated skirt, I know that's not its correct name, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. That area will pick up a lot of it. Because this area will soak up a lot of it. I actually need more toner. I thought 6 drops would have been enough. This stuff can also kind of really hide some of your imperfections. Like if you messed something up. Definitely want gravity to try and do its job here. You don't want to just hold it upside down like I've been doing. I want it to flow down. I could also try dry brushing, but I need this to dry a little bit. And this stuff is very, very, very watery. It'll take a little bit of time to dry. It doesn't really have a lot on here. I don't think they may not have actually recommended it. Or if I had something other than strong tone, maybe more of a medium tone would have been fine. Suck up a little bit of the stuff so it's not super all over the place. I wanted to pool in some areas, but not in others. Especially the areas I'm going to just be highlighting. Although I do have a dry brush, an actual brush meant for that. So I'll probably just use that instead. I should just let this dry out a little bit. In the meantime, I could probably get my other color set up. basically just blue, the light blue and white. Much of it. Yeah, his weapon kind of gets it, and his boots. The rest of him isn't really that much toned, but it doesn't matter. He's a bit of a darker and grungier. Oops. Bum, bum, bum. Dry him out a little bit. All right, I think that's good. Shouldn't need very much for a dry brush. Very, very little. Yep, that comes out very well. What areas do they show are kind of the most highlighted? Like all the tip pieces of his armor, his hand a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. What we do is we just take some of our paint, wipe it off. So there's very little there on the brush. Lightly tone is still a little wet in places. I should let this wait a little more. Very gently blow on it. See if that helps. Hmm. All right. I think I'm very happy with that already. We're just gonna give it one more pass. All right. I think that's it. Like I said, this one was not going to be very much. It's a very simple model to paint. Some toner on him, a little bit of highlighting. Nothing too major. See the highlighting in some areas. Still think we're going to give it one more pass. Just want that chest piece to pick up some more. All right, no, I think we're done. If I keep going over, I keep going, then I'm just going to keep nitpicking it. I think we're done. Yeah. Get a decent focus on this. See, that's my issue, is my camera doesn't want to focus on the parts I want it to focus on. Again, I'll put up some pictures of the finished model. But yeah, so I know there wasn't really much to see here. But yeah. So stay tuned for more model painting of the Stormlight Premium Miniatures set. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy and take care.